At 7:27 p.m., her phone rang. She answered it, and from that moment on, she was never seen again. No goodbye, no struggle, no body, just silence. This is one of the most disturbing missing person cases investigators still can't explain. Welcome to Crime File Central. Today's case is a disappearance that has haunted law enforcement, journalists, and online investigators for years. A young woman vanished without warning, leaving behind unanswered questions, strange coincidences, and a trail that goes cold far too quickly. What really happened after that phone call? The woman at the center of this case was known as responsible, intelligent, and independent. Friends described her as organized. Family members said she was not the type to disappear without telling someone. She had future plans. She had responsibilities, and she had no known reason to run away. That's what makes this case so unsettling. On the day she disappeared, everything seemed normal. She went about her routine. She spoke to people she trusted. There were no signs of distress. Then, sometime in the early evening, she received a phone call. Investigators would later confirm the call lasted less than a minute. No one knows who was on the other end. But shortly after that call ended, she left. She took only the essentials. No packed bags, no note, no explanation. And then, the last confirmed sighting places her near a quiet area not far from where she lived. No security cameras caught her movements. No neighbors reported anything unusual. No witnesses came forward. It was as if she stepped out of existence. When she failed to show up later that night, people began to worry. By the next morning, panic had set in. Police initially treated the case as a voluntary disappearance, but that theory quickly fell apart. Her phone was found abandoned. Her bank accounts remained untouched. Her social media activity stopped completely. There was no digital footprint suggesting she planned to leave. As hours turned into days, the investigation intensified. Search teams combed nearby areas. Flyers were distributed. Family members pleaded publicly for her return, but no solid leads emerged. That unanswered phone call soon became the focus of the entire investigation. Phone records showed the number was either blocked or untraceable. Law enforcement could not determine who made the call, what was said, or why it prompted her sudden departure. Some investigators believe the call contained urgent information. Others believe it may have been a lure. To this day, the contents of that call remain one of the biggest unanswered questions. The most common theory is that she met with someone she trusted and never came back. Supporters of this theory believe she wouldn't leave willingly. She responded quickly to the call. There was no preparation. If foul play occurred, it happened fast. And if that's true, whoever was involved left almost no evidence behind. Another theory suggests she chose to disappear, but this theory raises serious problems. She left behind money. She left behind identification. She never contacted loved ones again. Experts say successful disappearances usually involve planning. This one didn't. Some believe she may have encountered an accident shortly after leaving. However, extensive searches found nothing. No belongings were recovered. No remains were ever discovered. Given the area and timeline, investigators say this theory is unlikely. As the case gained attention, strange details began to surface. Unconfirmed sightings were reported in other cities. Anonymous tips flooded police lines. Some claimed to have spoken to her weeks later. None were verified. One tip, however, stood out. A caller claimed the phone call was meant to warn her. Police were never able to identify the source. Years later, the case remains open. No arrests, no suspects publicly named, no confirmed answers. Family members continue to seek closure. Investigators admit the case is one of the most frustrating they've ever handled. And that phone call, the final moment before she vanished, remains unexplained. So what really happened? Did someone lure her away? Was she silenced? Or did she step into a situation she never saw coming? If you received a call that made you leave everything behind, would anyone ever know why? What do you think happened after that phone call? Leave your theory in the comments. And if you want more true crime cases and unsolved mysteries, subscribe to Crime File Central, because some cases refuse to stay buried.